What I brought to it from a drawing and kind of sort of process-based background, that's what my practice is about. It's really looking and engaging with the natural world in particular. So came up with an idea about using frottage and taking rubbings from their environment. The idea is that they just go out and collect with a graphite stick and some newsprint as many different textures as they can, and there's a lot of fun to be gained. I mean, it's a physical activity, like drawing, is a physical thing, but they're literally running around gathering things, which was hilarious in some cases, and the squeals of delight of finding a really exciting drain cover, or a tread of a shoe, or a leaf. It was, they really loved it, and then we gather all that information together, and then have a big talk about what it might look like. So textures from man-made things can look like dinosaur skin or dragon skin or unicorn fur or something like that. And then basically they then get to cut them up and chop them up and to reimagine them and make fantastical creatures or flowers or birds or mythical beings.
All of these ideas were really simple, kind of conceptually and technically to get involved in. And that really helped, I think, that the children engage and understand that art isn't difficult. So we'd go for a walk in the forest school area, and then our puppet would be inspired by the textures and shapes that we'd seen on our forest school walk.
We were involved outside in our grounds, creating lots of artwork with lots of natural things. We did lots of stopping and looking and just taking the time to explore creativity. The kids were so involved, so engaged with the project, and we had a lot of fun.
As a facilitator, you're sitting listening to all these stories that they're kind of telling each other about what they're making. And they're working together to either make one huge creature or to make lots of little ones which are then fitted into an environment. And it was completely open-ended in the sense that you give them this stuff and you kind of just guide them through the process and then off they go.
So as well as facilitating the activities with the participants in the classroom, we also ran a couple of celebratory events that happened near the end of the project. And they were great, and it was great to see families working together with their children to create new artworks.
When we were outside in the gardens with some of the Year 6 boys, and we were doing the frame it activity where they had to put leaves and any different sort of natural objects that they could find inside the frames. They were so engaged, and normally these boys are a bit cool for school and they won't engaged in many things, but they were playing with all of the different elements that they had and they were really enjoying it.
The children didn't feel like they had to be good at art in order to participate, so the fear of failure in some respects was removed because they were all at one level, because they could all do it. Everyone can take a rubbing from a leaf, everyone can take a rubbing from a shoe or a piece of bark.
We also ran 4 CPD sessions for teachers and support staff, and these were a great success. Not only were they an opportunity to share the findings of the project so far and kind of share anecdotes, they were also really good because the teachers got an opportunity to be creative themselves. They made sun prints and they made some great images with printing ink and got ink on their own fingers, and they got to take their own artwork home too.
Something that stood out for me on our celebration evening was lots of parents came in, all the children and the parents were involved. They were very hands-on. We had tables set up where everyone was working and people even spilled onto the floor. Everyone was busy, everyone was having fun, lots of chats and lots of creativity going on.
So when Julia and I were planning the project, we were very aware of the fact that we were all coming out of a lockdown situation. And not only was this going to be a kind of a new situation for the participants, for the children at the schools having a visitor in at their school, it was also going to be a new and challenging experience for the teachers as well. And I think when the project started in its early stages, we were probably amongst some of the first visitors that had been at the school. So we knew that this might present a challenge at the beginning of the project, but actually the ideas that we were exploring and the processes that we were introducing were so simple that we needn't have worried, because the project had its own momentum.
When it comes down to it, they will respond if you give them the right tools and the right kind of mindset. They will really enjoy it.
The Wellbeing and Art project was delivered by Somerset Art Works in South Somerset and Somerset West and Taunton, and delivered by Somerset Film in Sedgemoor. The project was made possible by working with the public health team at Somerset County Council. In Taunton, we worked with Lingford Park Primary School, Nerolls, West Buckland, North Town and North Curry Primary School. And in South Somerset, we worked with Buckland St Mary, Holyrood Academy, Red Start Primary, Ashill and Castle Primary. We exhibited artworks produced on the project for the Somerset Art Weeks Festival at the Octagon Theatre in Yeovil, Priorswood Library and the Engine Room in Bridgewater.